Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome if you're new. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and let's get right into today's video. So for today's video, I have some new products from Kiara Sky that I want to show you guys really quickly. I was able to pick out these items, and the direction I was going for was definitely summer. So I did get some bright colors. I got some acrylics and some gel polishes. But yeah, I'll just be showing these to you guys really quick, and then I'm also going to swatch them, so I'll just kind of leave most of the showing for that. I only got 3 acrylics this time, but for the gel polishes, I did pick out some from their Jelly Tints collection. There are more colors in this collection, but I only picked out a few. Just like the main ones I knew for sure I wanted, because there were like 2 different shades of oranges, and I picked out the one that I like better. So this isn't the full collection, but I did pick out a few. Alongside the Jelly Tints collection, I did pick out 2 more Diamond FX gels, and if you have been watching my Kiara Sky unboxings, you would know I've already had this hot bling color, because I did pick it out in like a previous selection, but for some reason it was like messed up when I went back to use it. Like the gel, it was just separated, the glitters weren't, it was just a mess, so I did have to throw that away. But I like that gel so much that I wanted another one. So yeah, I picked out that again. But here I'm just going to quickly swatch these acrylics and the gel polishes. Whenever I swatch acrylics now, I always swatch them on top. I used to swatch them under the bottom. It just made it so much more easier, so much more neater. But I can't remember who it was. I was watching someone else swatch acrylics, and they said if you want to like really see how great an acrylic is while swatching, swatch it on top. That way you can see how easy it is to control, like actually how it works. Because if you are just putting it underneath the swatch, it's just gonna go there and you don't really have to do much work. However, if you do want your swatches to look really nice, underneath the swatch is a great option. But for me, I feel like it's always better to swatch on top, because I can really see what I'm working with before I even start using the acrylics. Kiara Sky has some really great acrylics anyways, so yeah, I just really love to swatch theirs on top. I don't really have any problems with them. But for one thing I do want to say, for this second acrylic, this orange color is super bright. And I did have to re-swatch this almost 3 times, and I did edit it out because honestly I wanted these swatches to be perfect. However, there is just like something with this acrylic I just couldn't really, like, I don't know, I didn't love it. Like, this color is super pretty, but for the formula I just feel like I didn't love it as much as the yellow, because for one, it's super bright, and as you can see, the pigment is already coming off inside of my jar. The pigment was just really intense, and that's because the color pigment, I feel like there's so much color pigment in here that the ratio of the acrylic, it just kind of feels off to me. And sometimes I would see whenever I swatch this, the acrylic would start to separate a little bit. In some areas it will become clear, but after blending it out, it looked fine. But you know, that's just what I kind of got from swatching the acrylic. It wasn't really my favorite, so whenever I use it, I will have to use it cautiously if I want it to come out right. And then the last acrylic I got is just a really deep purple glitter. I really love how this one looked on the website, and it just looks so pretty now that I'm swatching it. It's so glittery, and I just love glittery reflective looking nails. The formula for this powder was pretty great, because if you look at it, you will think that this powder is like overfilled with glitter, like there's too much glitter, and you might be able to tell whenever you swatch it, like how it just feels like too much glitter and it's not really sticking. However, the powder ratio for this one, like the glitter to actual powder ratio, was really great. I didn't get any like sheer spots. And that's also great too, because this is just a 1-layer powder. So yeah, I really like this one. And yeah, that's it for the acrylic swatches, and this here what they look like. Let me know which one is your favorite down below. Now moving on to the gels, like I said, I did pick out some from their Jelly Tints collection. This collection really spoke to me whenever I was on the website, and plus I just wanted something I could use for summer. These sheer nails are definitely coming back for summer because a lot of people are doing those water designs, which I really love. And plus I don't really have a lot of like jelly colors, so I wanted to get these and try them out. So yeah, I'm not really going to talk too much throughout this process because I am just going to let you guys go ahead and watch. Super simple, but I do want to say how much I love these colors. The colors were still very bright and vibrant, which I like, and there's a perfect amount of sheerness to them. Like whatever you wanted to do with these gels, you can use them with one coat, or if you wanted them a little bit darker, you could go in with 2 coats. So yeah, I really like how these look in the end. I feel like they were really easy to apply as well, really smooth. And just to throw it in there, if you are interested in anything from the Kiara website or anything I show in today's nail haul from them, you can use my discount code to save 10% off, which is nails by Key10, or you can click the link down below in the description box. This is the last color I got from the Jelly Tints collection. I did make sure to cure all of them for 30 seconds. Now moving on to the other 2 gels I got. I wasn't even going to swatch these, but I figured that if you haven't seen this color swatch yet, I would just go ahead and do it again really quick. And for these, they are reflective gels, so they are really sparkly, glittery under direct flash or sunlight. And I wanted these to like really show, like just really show you how pretty these are. So I did turn off like my overhead lights and my ring light that I use for recording. The only lights I have on is like the actual room light, and there's a window to my right. And then I also cut on my flash on my phone so that you guys can really see how they look. And these colors are absolutely stunning. Like I just need every color from their Diamond FX collection. Like they're just so pretty. And yeah, that's pretty much how they look. I did cure all of these gels for 30 seconds. This is how they look under flash. And then here's how they look once I turned on all of my lights again and turned off my flash on my phone. Here are the Jelly Tints collections. Comment down below which one is your favorite. I cannot pick a favorite, but I really love how bold the purple is. Like I don't know if it was because it's my favorite color. Usually I go for pinks, but something about that purple, it was just like really breathtaking. I really liked it. So without further ado now, let's just go ahead and get into the nail design because the swatches did take a little bit longer than I expected. And what I plan to do for this set is I wanted to do some fruit nails because they're really popular right now, and I just couldn't resist with these Jelly Tints colors. When I first was trying to figure out a design, I immediately went to like the water designs, but I just feel like I didn't want to do that for my first design with these colors because for one, I did do it last year, and I just didn't want to do it again so quick. So I wanted to figure out a way I could use more colors than once without making it look really tacky like. So I just wanted to encapsulate some fruits, correlating the colors to the fruits. So on my thumb, I am just covering over the tip of my nails with these gels, which I did go ahead and cure for 30 seconds. And then for the rest of them, of course, I am just gonna go ahead and do the same thing. After I have applied all of my tips, I did go ahead and cure them in the light for 30 seconds. Now I'm taking one of my favorite colors from Kiara Sky, which is called Bougie Beige, and also their number 10 acrylic brush. I am also using their EMA monomer and their clear square dampen dish. I'm going to take this cover color and just do some ombres over my tips. I love a good ombre. I feel like this design was really simple and really cute. And not only will I be encapsulating some fruits, I will also be pulling out some glitters as well. One thing about the ombres that I didn't really like was how awkward they look whenever I blend it down to these jelly colors. So I didn't want it to like really show. However, like where I'm gonna encapsulate my fruit and my glitter, I knew it was gonna cover it, but in the moment it just felt really awkward and ugly. I didn't like it. So what I tried to do was blend more down. And something else that I didn't really like is how like it just looks really grainy. Like I don't know if it's like the powder separating or what it is, but whenever I try to blend it down like over the more sheer parts, it just become like really grainy, and I didn't want that to show whenever I encapsulate my nails. So occasionally you will just see me kind of wipe it off like I did there, and just try to blend it out the best I could, because it was just like an awkward line. Like it just didn't blend as well as I wanted it to. One thing I did try to keep in mind when doing this ombre is try to keep this part as thin as possible, because I did want to encapsulate my fruit slices and my glitters like right there kind of near my apex. So I didn't want this entire set to be like really thick. Some of the female slices are pretty thick, like they aren't as thin as others, so I wasn't really sure how that part was going to play out. So I did try to make this ombre as thin as possible, just to avoid my nails looking really bulky and like really chunky around that area. And the reason I brought it up because this purple was definitely a lot harder to kind of cover where like the gel polish ended, because it's a more deeper purple than the rest of them. So it did take a little bit more acrylic to kind of get that covered, but in the end I think it played out pretty well. So now we have all of my ombres on except for my thumb. I will be saving that for a reel. But yeah, I did go ahead and put all of my ombres on. I did pull out some clear acrylic from them. And this is where I'm going to be taking out my glitters and my female slices, my fruit slices. These glitters are, I believe, from Makar. I can't remember which kit, or you could possibly buy these separately. But I do remember using these a lot when I first started. I do have a whole nother set like not even opened yet because that's just how much I like to use them. I haven't really used them recently a lot. But yeah, I really like the combination of glitters. I love that they are different colors. They have like little shapes in them. And then of course I did go ahead and pick out the correlating fruits. So in the beginning I did have some green kiwi, but I did switch it out because I did realize I didn't have a green jelly tint color or a shade of green. So I replaced that with some orange. I found some little orange slices in another container, and that was gonna be it. But I did, like, whenever I was putting my nude color back on my shelf, I did realize I had like these glitters here from Kiara Sky. And when I really looked at it, I was like, I have every single color I need to complete this set. So I grabbed all of them and I'm just opening them, setting them out. And it played out so great because these really made the glitter like pop on a whole nother level. That was their sprinkle on glitters, which you can encapsulate. You can make your own glitters. You can sprinkle on top of a design to do like the sugared nails. They're really versatile, which I really like. The colors of them are just really pretty. But the way I am going to be encapsulating them, I'm going to be putting a little bit of clear right where I want this to be. Just a really watery bead because I don't want it to be super thick. I just want something that my glitter will stick to. So I am going to be going in with like the different color glitters. It have like hearts and stars and iridescent pieces going sort of in like a slanted direction. And the reason for that is I really wanted the ombres to be like covered up, where there's a really awkward line of some of my ombres not really being perfect. So that's kind of how it played out to be. And then for the sprinkle on glitters from Kiara Sky, I am just taking those and putting them more on like the outer side parts, which I think played out really nicely. It really added something to the glitters, especially that purple, whereas some of the colors really weren't like all the same. Like, for example, the first glitter I'm adding now is more of like a darker shade, but once I add on the sprinkle on glitters from Kiara Sky, it kind of brings like that lightness back to it, which for that one I didn't really just put it on like the outside parts. I did put it in the middle as well so it could all blend very nicely. Yeah, that's what I did for all of my nails. I'll go ahead and do my orange. I did wait to encapsulate my fruits because I didn't want to keep trying to pile on like clear acrylic. So I'm gonna wait for this glitter to dry, like give this a second to dry first, and then I'll go back, do a second round. Now that all of the glitters are on, most likely they are pretty much dry. So again, I'm just going to add a little bead of clear acrylic, but keeping it very thin and watery so it doesn't like build up a lot. For these, I was really scared because I just didn't want this nail set to look really thick and bumpy or like bulky, but I also wanted to make sure I had enough acrylic to encapsulate them and I didn't like leave them very thin where I start to foul through and mess up my fruit slices. And I also wanted it to be sort of like a cluster. Like, I didn't want any empty spaces at all, but then keeping that in mind, I just didn't want it to be like really bulky in that area. So I just added a few on top of my glitters, and then once I get my fruit slices in a placement that I like, I do go ahead and add just a dollop of clear acrylic just so that they can go ahead and dry and set in place. And then once I finish adding on all of my fruit slices, I'll go back and do a third round and just completely encapsulate them all. For the pink nail, I did have some dragon fruit slices, which I added about 3. I think I did like 3 on most of them, and then I cut one in half and did like some more just to kind of make it a little bit even. For the ones I'm gonna cut in half, I did go and get the just like the regular looking lime slices. And the reason I did use dragon fruit is because I wanted there to be like a more diverse look of fruits. Like, because for the blue ones, They were just like regular lime slices, but just blue, and also for like the yellow and orange. So I just wanted to use the dragon fruit, but also I feel like the pink regular lime slices were just so much more prettier for the pink. So I did kind of go ahead and mix those together, and that's how that turned out. And yeah, that's pretty much what I plan to do for the rest of the nails. Like I said, this set was really simple, very easy. So I'll just go ahead and let you guys watch the rest of this part play out. I really hope you guys enjoy it. You can let me know if you are enjoying today's video so far. Go ahead and leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and leave a comment down below. And I'll see you guys once I finish encapsulating all of my fruits. So the encapsulation is pretty much all the same. I did just add some acrylic until I just liked how it looked. I did go in with a lot of different beads, so I wasn't gonna show all of it on camera. I also didn't show my filing on camera either, so that's why the nails look fouled already. I did go ahead and file. From this angle, they still look a little bit thick and bumpy, which I didn't want. However, that was just the best I could do when filing, because I didn't want to file too low and just file down to my fruit slices and mess up my entire design. So that's pretty much what I did for them. And also, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I didn't do like just a straight free edge type of filing. I did try to do like that moon shape I see a lot of people do. I've been wanting to try that for the longest time. I didn't plan it on this design, but once I started filing, I just thought, what if I try it now? It won't hurt to try it. I can always just square them back out if I don't like it. But I did end up liking it a little bit. I feel like since it was my first time, it didn't really come out as neat as I wanted it to, but for the most part, I do like it. So I will definitely try that again. I did go ahead and give my nails a really nice cleanse using some Young Nail Swipe with a lint-free wipe and also my stiff manicure brush. Now that I got all of my nails clean, they are ready for top coat. I'm not going to be doing anything else. No rhinestones, no nail art, no anything, just top coat. However, I did get the thought to add on some rhinestone glue underneath the nails and do like the little water droplet design. I felt like that could have added like a really juicy look to this nail set, since they are like sheer, bright, summery fruit nails. But I just thought I would just leave that for the water design if I do end up trying it again this year. Because I just hate to feel like I'm just doing the same thing over and over again on my nails. So I just left that alone. If I do try my water designs, I'll try that on those nails, and this part was so satisfying. Like, I just love seeing how these nails come to life with this top coat. This is definitely one of my favorite top coats, and it's the non-wipe from Kiara Sky. All of these products will be linked down below if you guys want to check them out. Keep in mind you can use my discount code, which is nails by Key10, or you can click the link down below in the description box, which will save you 10% off your entire order. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add on all of my top coat, cure for 30 seconds, and then I'll come back and top coat the underside of my nails because I do want these to be as clear as possible. So I'm gonna make sure to wipe away all of that dust if any is left, and then I'll go in with a really thin layer of top coat underneath, cure them 30 seconds, and I'll be back to show you guys how the finished set looks. So of course, as always, I did go ahead and apply some cuticle oil, and once I finished rubbing that in to re-nourish my cuticles, this is how the finished set looks, and I am so obsessed with these. I love the outcome of them. I love the sheerness to them. Like, these colors are really great. I do recommend you guys go ahead and purchase them if you want any like this. The quality was really nice. I love the way they applied, and they're so clear. Like, that top coat, that clear acrylic, and these gels, like, the clarity is just amazing. And I just love that these look really fun. I feel like this is probably my first summer set. I can't remember. I haven't really been posting too many videos like I did last summer. And hopefully I can get back into my schedule where I can start posting 3 videos a week again if I can. Try not to overwork myself. But yeah, I just love the way these turned out. Let me know what you guys think about today's set. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.